Writing prompts with ChatGPT is a pretty straightforward process that can yield fast results and accurate ones. However, there are a few things in the building process that the chat does that might seem professional, relevant, correct, but actually they might have a negative impact on our end result. And sometimes it just does stuff that are frustrating. Luckily, it only takes a fragment of our intention to locate those things and fix them. And that is what we're going to do in today's video. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome for the first time. My name is Idan and I bring you everything that I can so that together we can improve our AI skills. And our channel already has 27 subscribers, which is more than we had last time. And so if you are interested in improving your AI skills, please feel free to subscribe and join the community. And if you haven't checked out our last video, Thinking Out Loud with ChatGPT, feel free to do so. It shows beautifully how it takes vague visions and turns them into an organized set of ideas. But today we are talking about tips and things to watch out from when we are building prompts with ChatGPT. And building prompts with ChatGPT is a pretty straightforward process. You tell him that you want to write a prompt. What do you want the prompt to be about? Why you want the prompt? And if you have a format, you tell him the format, which is our how. And if you think about it in steps, it looks a lot like the thinking out loud steps. Now, the chat sometimes does things, or more than just sometimes, that may seem professional but have a negative impact on our end results. And sometimes it does things that are just frustrating and takes the wind out of your sails. So let's go over the things that we're going to see today, which are four. We're going to do hopefully a short video for today. We will go over those things and then we will start talking about them. So first of all, first problem is that the chat writes the prompt too soon. The second one is that it mimics the prompt format but not the purpose, meaning that it gives you a nice looking format, but when you really look at it, you don't have the context in there. It's not something that is copy paste ready. Now, the third one is that it doesn't know what to prioritize. And the fourth one, which is the most important in my view, that it injects a role. Maybe you ask one, maybe it didn't, but in general, role prompting can have a negative impact on your prompt, and we will talk about it and explain why. So you can choose if you want it or not. Let's begin with the first problem, which actually also comes many times with the second one, and it's the same fix more or less. So you came to the chat and you told the chat, I want to build a prompt that will help me turn my note into a storytelling line. You didn't want to start with something too bombastic. You wanted to start slow and not just give him a block of 700 words. And boom, without asking a single question, he starts shooting a prompt at you. He gave you a role, he gave you an input, looks very professional, but when you really look at it, it doesn't really serve what you want, because also you know that it doesn't have enough information to give you what you want, and it's frustrating because you don't want him to make it yet. You want him to ask questions first. What we forget many times, and I forget a lot of times, is that unless you have it set in your presets in ChatGPT or your LLM of choice that he should ask you directing questions always, you need to tell him that he should ask directing questions. Here I have a few lines that you should add to the end of your initial prompt that guide him to ask, or it's not guiding, it's asking him to ask you directing questions. Let's take the first one. Before writing the prompt, ask me the specific questions you need to clarify my intent. Once you do that, he starts asking questions, he starts interviewing you, and you start answering. By the way, all of these prompt lines will be in the descriptions, so don't worry about those for now. Once you add that prompt line, you take care of problem number one and number two, because now he won't write the prompt too soon. He will start asking questions, and he won't just shoot a prompt at you with the format. He will actually have a context for your prompt, and it will make you something that is copy paste ready. But there are a few things before we get to that copy paste ready prompt, and that is he doesn't know what to prioritize. And what do we mean by that? So we told him, hey, ask us questions, and he does. He starts interviewing us. Let's say he asked us 5 questions. Now we answer to him. Let's say we answered in a listed manner, which is my preferred way. Now answer number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. And you give him the list back. He doesn't know what to prioritize, or if we're being more accurate, the prioritization is to his discretion, and we don't want that. We want to narrow down every randomness that we can in that specific case. We don't want it to be to his discretion. We want to tell him what to prioritize. So when we give him the answers, we want to give him a prompt line that tells him what we prioritize. I've given several answers. X is the most critical, then Y, then Z, and so on. This way, we avoid a situation where he adds everything except what really matters, or he gives very little value to what mattered to us. That way, we take care of the third issue that might occur. Now, we get to the fourth one, which is the most important in my view. When he sets a role, maybe you asked, maybe you didn't, but let's talk 60 seconds about role prompting. See here, he gave a role. I didn't ask one, but he gave me one. Why can a role have a negative impact on your prompt? To understand why, let's use an analogy. Let's say that ChatGPT is a huge library. It has everything you need, all sorts and kinds of information. You enter the library and you go to a certain section based on your prompt, your general direction. And in that section, you go to a specific aisle based on the context of what you need. You go to that aisle and you're free browsing. You go to the left, you go to the right, maybe you go to the aisle next to yours or the bookshelf behind you. Either way, you have a very good balance between freedom but having the right information. Now, when you set a prompt and you give that instruction besides all of your context, you're not just choosing an aisle, you're locking ChatGPT in it. Let's say you said be a software engineer, he will be a software engineer, he is now locked. The answer might be one bookshelf away, but he won't reach for it, he won't grab it because he is set into his role. And many times it's not as easy to undo it as to say now you're no longer a software engineer. Is it good? Is it bad? It's up to you. It's up to your discretion. Personally, I don't really use role prompting. It's very rare when I add roles to my prompts. It's up to you to decide whatever works for you. Now you know. It's just something that I think deserves a fragment of your attention. That is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoy. I know that the things that we saw may seem simple and the fixes are super simple, but each and every one of them make a difference. Next video, we're going to talk about achieving big projects with ChatGPT by breaking down tasks. I'll see you next time. Enjoy the music. Bye bye.
Such a shiny aura, and I could not ignore. Walked on a breeze glow, then stepped in through my doors. What a lovely sunset, thing just like my mind. Decent reflections I was not ready for. Yeah, your love is not that simple to handle. So are my days, still I try to fly. it seems